Welcome to The Strategic Edge, the podcast for entrepreneurs and business owners who want a competitive edge in the market. They want to be seen as the expert in their industry, and they're looking for cutting edge and innovative strategies that work across industries to help them scale their business like a boss. My name is Ann Carden, and I'm your host. Welcome to the show. How can you convert more coaching or consulting sales? How can you do it without endless hours spent on writing proposals? And how can you do it without chasing clients and trying to track them down or get them to say yes to the proposal that you emailed to them? Well, I want to cover all of this with you today. So I want to teach you a very streamlined way to close more clients in your coaching, consulting, or professional services business. So let's dive in. Step number one is make sure your marketing is doing the heavy lifting for you so that you're always getting very highly qualified leads. This is a really important piece. If you're not converting enough sales, you might have a lead problem. You might actually have a marketing problem. And marketing and sales are two different pieces. They're two different processes in your business. And so you need to first determine, is the breakdown in my marketing? Am I not getting the right people coming to me? And that's why my conversion is not where it needs to be. But let's say you are getting the right leads, right? Let's say you are getting good people, or you're getting a lot of leads coming to you. You want to make sure that you're qualifying them before you spend the time getting on the phone with them, getting into a conversation with them, talking about your services. So I like to teach my clients to put a qualifying process in place. And this is a simple form that they fill out that asks the right questions so that when you're getting on a call with them, there's total clarity on both sides, on your end, what you're going to be talking about with them, and there's clarity on their side as to what they are looking for help with. And the great thing about putting a qualifying process in place first is that they will come prepared for that call and you will come prepared for that call. So if you're asking the right questions here, you will already know if you can help them. You'll already have ideas that you can come to the call with, so you'll be prepared. You've already looked at maybe a few things that you need to know about before you get on that call. And so it makes the call flow much simpler and much easier. And you'll find that you'll show up with more confidence as well on that call because now you have a real clear understanding about what they want. The other side of that is it prepares the client so that they realize, hey, this is a sales call that I'm getting on with this person, and these are the things that I need help with. And so they also will be more qualified just filling out your qualifying form. Now, the way that I do this in my business and the way that I teach my clients is first, they go to my calendar and book a call, and then it takes them directly to my qualification form that they fill out and submit. And I say, this is step number 2. And if they don't fill out that form, then I shoot them back an email with the form link, and I say that it's something that I require to move forward with a call. And the reason I do that is because, number one, sometimes there's technology problems, and mine is automated, so things can happen, right? Or sometimes they'll accidentally click out of the form and then they've lost it, and so they don't know how to go back to it, and they really can't unless they go back into my calendar and book again. So I always give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'll just send them an email and say, I require the qualification form, or I require that the form is submitted along when you book the call to keep the call booked. And I'm sure there must have been a technical error or a technical glitch that prevented you from filling out the form. Now, if they don't fill it out, then I know that the person wasn't really qualified. So there might be different reasons for that. If they're not willing to share information that I need, I can't help them anyway, right? Or if they are trying to sell me, they're a salesperson trying to get to me through my calendar, it eliminates those people as well. It also eliminates people that are really just want to get on the phone and talk to you and pick your brain, because you're making it very clear if you have the right questions in place and the right things in place on that form. You're making it very clear it's a sales call, and they're getting on there to see if it's a good fit for you to work together and what do your services look like. So this is step number 1, is vet your people, qualify them, make sure that before you get on the call with someone, you have a really qualified person. All right. Now, once you are on that call with the person, everything becomes about them, all right? It's all about what they want. It's about what they need. And you want to dig into that problem or that pain at a deeper level and really flesh out, what are the things that they really want and how is that holding them back, or how is that impacting something in their business or in their life, whatever you're talking to them about. All right, so that's the second piece. So your sales conversation actually becomes just a conversation to determine if it is going to be a good fit for you to work together. All right, when you do this in the right way, it's not icky, it's not slimy, you don't have to push them, you don't even really have to sell them. If you ask the right questions and you uncover the problems that they have and you uncover how that's holding them back, and you've already done the right qualifying on the front end, now the conversation becomes simple and it becomes a much easier process. Once you have determined that, okay, I can help this person, you've had the conversation, you know that you have what they need and they're excited about it, you want to get the yes before you ever write the proposal. This is a really important key, and let me repeat it. You want to get a yes before you ever write a proposal. And here's why. Often I see, especially marketing consultants or even consultants in general, they don't get the yes, and the client says, just send me a proposal with all of the prices and everything and what it's going to cost. Send me the proposal. And they don't get the yes first. And what happens then is you go back to your business and you start writing a proposal that may take you hours, which we'll talk about that as well, but it might take you hours to put together. And then you email that proposal to that client, and what are they going to do? A lot of times they're going to take that proposal and they're going to go out and they're going to do that 10 more times with 10 more people until they get the lowest price. So you don't want to put yourself in that position first and foremost, okay? But the second piece of this is when you do this effectively and you get the yes, now your proposal actually becomes like the final step. All right, it's not another step, it's the final step. And what this means is you get the yes from them. Yes, I'm very interested in this. You talk about the budget, you talk about what your services, the range, even though you may not have an exact, amount of money that you're going to be charging for what you're selling them, you can give them a range. All of these things will qualify them even further. So once they say, yes, this all sounds good, I'm interested. Okay, so here's the final step. I'm going to take a couple of days and put this proposal together. Now, make sure it's not more than a couple of days, because time kills deals. You really need to understand that. So you want to close that deal as quickly as possible, all right? And you don't want to give them the opportunity to go out to 20 more agencies or consultants and do the same thing, all right? So you need to say to them, look, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, if once I put this proposal together, what I would like to do is get back on a call with you. You already said you're very interested in my services. Is that correct? Yes, it is. All right. Then what we'll do is I'll put the proposal together. We'll get back on a call in a couple of days. We'll get that booked before we hang up today, and we'll go through that proposal together, and we'll look at which is going to be the best option for you to move forward. How does that sound to you? That sounds great. So when we do that, you'll be prepared to make a decision. Is that right? Yes, that sounds great. Okay, great. So basically you've closed the sale without really closing the sale yet, okay? But if you email them the proposal, now you're going to end up chasing them, following up, trying to figure out, are you going to do it or you're not going to do it? I always look at that kind of a situation as a big no, all right? But if you book another call, that means they really are serious. It means they really are interested in your services. And again, it kind of qualifies them even more. And now you can set up that time with them before you get off the call. And by doing that, you've solidified that this is a pretty good thing. Now, here's the other warning, though. It is not a sale until the agreement is signed, okay? It's not a sale until the money is in the bank. And so that it's really important to know that. Don't count on deals that haven't closed, all right? I used to make that mistake. We think that client's going to close, and then they didn't, and I was disappointed. Don't ever put yourself in that position. If it doesn't close, until it closes, it's a no. Just think about that, all right? But still, you're getting the yes on that call. You're setting that next appointment to go through the proposal with them, and then on that call, you can close the deal. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you get back on that call with them. Here are the two options that I came up with. This does this does this. Which of these looks better for you? All right? And from there, they can make that decision. And even if you need to negotiate, maybe take some things off or add some things, you can do that right there on that call. And you've already prepared them. If we get back on this call and I've got the proposal and I walk you through and everything looks good to you, you'll be ready to make a decision. Is that right? Yes. So you've collected several yeses along the way with that proposal. All right? So hopefully that will help you streamline your process, close those deals much quicker, and just simplify the whole thing. Now, the other thing that I want to warn you about is writing proposals for little bitty things, okay? I was hosting a clubhouse room the other day. I was moderating with someone, and there was a little gal that did social media marketing, and she came up to ask a question, and she said, I'm writing all these proposals, I'm sending them out, and she said, when people come back to me or I follow up, they're saying they can't afford it. And I said, well, what are you charging for your services? And she said $3,500. And I don't remember what the amount of time was or anything like that, or what the deliverables were, but I said, first of all, you don't need to write a proposal for $3,500. You just need to get clearer on what your offer is going to be, and they can say yes or no right then and there. And that's what I said. Really, for even anything under $75,000, you could probably do fairly easy without a proposal. Again, a proposal should really become almost an outline. At the end of the day, it should be an outline for your client to know exactly what you're delivering to them. A proposal shouldn't necessarily be the thing that closes the deal. All right, the deal gets closed almost in the first conversation. The second conversation is a formality. It's to get them to sign the agreement or pick the best choice for them. But the deal should almost already be closed before you even get to that point. So think about this. So if you're sending out endless proposals and spending lots of time doing this, you're wasting your time when you could probably just be closing people to get better with sales conversations. That's a whole nother training that I could do with you. Now, the other thing that I want you to think about is you don't need to send 15, 20 page proposals, okay? All you need to do is something very simple that is basically a 2 or maybe at the very most a 3-page document. The first page should be, this is what was discussed in our conversation. These are the things that you said that you needed, okay? And that's the first page. The second page outlines the options, and from there they can make a decision. And the third page could be the agreement. That's it. Sign here, okay? So that's all you need. So often people they just overthink this, they overdo it. They need to just streamline their process, make it so much simpler. People don't have time to go through 20 pages of stuff. All you need to do is show them how you can get for them exactly what they said they wanted, and you'll close the deal almost every single time if you can make the numbers work. All right, so I hope this is helpful for you. My name is Ann Carden. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.